Well, welcome to paradise. Welcome back. On the pool, somewhere out there. Been a while. I'm resting, recouping, getting ready to go into action once again. Amarillo. We're going to Amarillo. Don't forget that. Don't forget that. Because that's what all of you want. That's what we need. Ultimately, that's where it's going. Can't stop it. I'm going to start a series of videos. Hopefully we can start a series of conversations in Amarillo. And it's in regards to this mediocrity thing. Mediocrity of excellence. And I've got a WordPress account, integratede.com, I believe it is, and Facebook page, and hopefully some newspapers will carry some of my writings. The question is, why does Amarillo fear excellence? Because when I tore this all down, the mediocrity and all, what I found was a fear. A deep-seated fear. In fact, I talked to some of my candidate opponents, and they even brought it up before I even said anything, that there's a fear-based energy within the city. And having that, you cannot rise beyond mediocrity. And mediocrity is survival. It's in a survival mode. And if you're in survival mode, you are in a victim mentality. So, and if you're in a victim mentality, one does not take responsibility for their lives. And this all goes back to the animals. Project Amarillo. It's beautiful, isn't it? It's perfect. 5-decade crisis of care for not just the animals, but for the disadvantaged or vulnerable in the city, the children, the elders, the disabled, actually anyone, because once you've been bit, once bitten, twice shy. Talk to somebody on this trip here, won't walk. She's 75 years old, will not take a walk in her neighborhood. This was in California, where I am not right now. So the question is, why is mediocrity okay? Is there something in the city that keeps people from fulfilling their destinies? That's the question. That's another question, I should say. Because spiritually, there are so many churches. There's so many churches in the city that we ought to be all flying high. But something just ain't right. Something just, as they say in the South, it ain't right. Something just ain't right. So let's start to discover what that is. Balance the city out. Because when it's balanced, it's Amarillo. Power, showing up. Remember, wake up. This is what we do with conversations. We wake up. Then we start to clean up. Because there's something that needs to be cleaned up because we're not growing up. That's another thing. You cannot grow up as a victim. There's too much trauma. And it's just over and over again, the cycles of the victim. We're totally responsible for our lives. And I'll show that to you. You got to get back, you got to look into karma and different things like that. But ultimately, we are responsible for our lives. We choose everything. But when you have this victim fear-based mentality, you can't see that. You can't take that responsibility. But But you know what? It's all there for the taking. It's all for the taking because, as I said, at one forum with the botanical gardens, we are all sons and daughters of God, each and every one of us. It makes us royal. Each and every one of us are royal. There's no victims in royalty. We are in charge of our own lives. Amarillo. Amarillo, Amarillo, you make the choice. Victim, they just do it to me. The victor, you know what choice you want to make. Till we meet again.